What's going on, y'all? Happy Tuesday and welcome to the At the Buzzer Sports Show. I am your host, the man, the myth, and the legend. Yes, that's me, King Will.
And it's your girl, Jess, back with the greatness.
Oh, here you go. And we are back here. Sorry for Thursday. We had a little technical difficulties of why we didn't have a show Thursday. But we are back to give you that fun insight today. So today we're going to give you our mock draft of our top 10 picks. Of course, we're going to do some NBA talk. So we're going to start with the NBA talk now. Of course, if you watched the Milwaukee-Miami series, Jimmy Butler just went off and scored 56 points. And now the Milwaukee Bucks are now in a 3-1 hole. Jess, so what do you think about Miami-Milwaukee? Do you think Milwaukee can come back from a 3-1 deficit?
I think they can, but I don't think Giannis is truly, healthy. He seems a little... Because when he sits down, he seems uncomfortable. When he's up, he was good. He was dominant. He didn't have a bad game. He had a triple-double. It wasn't a Jimmy Butler type of game. He didn't have that type of effect, but he was still really good. It's just that, honestly, and it looked like Coach Bud he looked like he was coaching Atlanta Hawks again. For some reason, he wasn't doubling Jimmy Butler. He also, for some reason, wasn't calling a timeout. He called it too. Well, when they tried, Kyle Lowry had this amazing steal to put and gave it to Jimmy for the slam. But what I'm trying to say is, it seemed like it was more of a coaching thing, even though they weren't making shots because they weren't. Brooke Lopez was missing. I'm talking about the last 3 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to say, I don't know, because Brooke Lopez was going off a little bit.
No, the last 4.5 minutes when they were up and they kept on shooting threes, he was off.
Yeah, when Miami went on that
yes, that's
run.
what I mean. It looked it looked like in Atlanta. I promise you, it looked like Coach Bud was confused. Yeah, I don't know.
I admit that.
And then he wasn't for the whole game. He wasn't doubling Jimmy. I don't know. That was really weird. I don't know. I see KD get doubled every time he touched the ball, but when with someone like Jimmy Butler, who's actually going off, after 6 possessions, when someone scores 12 straight points, I think it's about time.
No, I don't even say it like that. Even in the first quarter, he went 9 for 10 for 22 points in the first quarter. Yeah. So I think we should have came out with a defensive play, because even I watched it and I was like, oh no, this is playoff Jimmy. Yeah. And I think Milwaukee's in trouble.
They're in trouble, but I don't think they still have a chance. But
they still have a chance. I'll give that.
But it's going to be hard
because
to come back.
This is the reason why I think the only reason why Milwaukee has a chance is Milwaukee is still a little bit more deeper than Miami.
They can shoot better.
Because Milwaukee. You had Brooke Lopez had 36, Giannis had 26 with a triple-double. Yeah. Drew Holiday actually did not have a good game in my eyes. Watching Drew Holiday,
no. He was getting cooked by Jimmy.
Points. Yes, he was. But he's too small for Jimmy. That's what I'm saying.
That's the only thing. He was a good defender. He was still doing great, but it wasn't. Jimmy was just on fire. He couldn't do nothing about him. Honestly, Giannis is going to probably have to guard him. But see, the thing, right now.
And that's what I'm saying. The thing is, though, the reason why I say Milwaukee has a chance is Jimmy had 56. Everybody else didn't do nothing else. Bam. 15, he really didn't do nothing.
Well, I'm not going to say he didn't do nothing because he still scored in double figures. It wasn't like
he also went 6 for 16. Okay. So.
Oh, that's 50%.
That is not 50%.
What is that?
That is not 50%. 50% is
I'm
8 for 16.
Oh, it is. You're right. So that's like 30 something.
And I'll say one of the huge pickups.
Just showed y'all I'm not good at math. So.
One of the huge things was the Martin twin. The Martin twin gave him a big, not one twin. I think that was Cody. Let me make sure. I don't know if that's Cody. It's only one. The other one's on Charlotte.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like,
that's Caleb. Caleb Martin is on Miami.
They have the better twin, I think.
So he went 12, 2 for 3 from the 3-point line, 4 for 5 from the field. So that's what I'm saying. That was a big pickup. Now the question is, does Jimmy have to have a 50-point game for Miami to win?
No, not no more. And Duncan had a pretty good first half. He didn't, not the second half, but he had a good first. I think he had 12 points in the first half.
He had 9. He had 3 threes.
It was big at the time.
They were. But Duncan's issue, you put him in, then whoever, they're going to pick and pick till we get to him to guard him because that's a defensive liability.
No, you're absolutely correct. I'm just saying, because Jimmy was going off, it didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter. It really didn't.
So I think Miami, and it's going to look good because I think my Knicks could actually have a chance against my Knicks.
Oh, we're going to get to that.
But
don't you start. Oh, we're going to get to that. Don't you start. I knew it. I knew it was coming.
No, I'm not like those other Knicks fans. I'm not like...
No, don't try to be proper now. You're just like these other Knicks fans who are now thinking.
Don't you regret coming to the Knicks?
No. So to give you an idea of 3-1, teams that are up 3-1 are 258 and 13. So it is a high mountain for Milwaukee to climb. But
they're good enough.
They're good enough because I definitely think I could see them winning Game 5. It's going to be in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Game 6 is going to be the question mark. But if they do beat them in Game 6 and go to Milwaukee in Game 7, I can see Giannis pulling one of them Phoenix NBA Final 50-point games that he did last time to kind of beat Miami. But if Miami beats Milwaukee, this East going to be interesting. Boston's probably drooling. Philly, you see the Knicks fan over here drilling. So I'm just saying, if Miami knock out Milwaukee, it's going to be interesting. So.
Very.
All right, next, of course, we have what I think is the best series in the playoff.
You're right.
The Golden State Warriors and the Sacramento Kings. They're tied 2-2. Game 5 is today. Game 5 is today.
And De'Aaron Fox is going to play.
And De'Aaron Fox is going to play, even though he has a fractured left index finger. But, Jess, do you think Sacramento blew their chance with Golden State by losing Game 4?
They have great home court, and also Golden State isn't good on the road. However, Golden State, they're still Golden State. I know every time we count them out, they do something. So every time I count them out, they out here hitting everything. So I wouldn't count them out. I'm gonna stay with my pick. I still stayed with Golden State. I'm gonna stay with Golden State. I say they win in 7. I think they pull something out. But I just Sacramento, because they can't guard De'Aaron Fox. Sorry, not Sacramento. Golden State, they can't guard De'Aaron Fox at all. So I wouldn't be shocked if Sacramento pulls this thing out. They're so good. They're so skilled on offense, but like I think we talked about it, their defense is just Lord.
But even their defensive part, what people don't understand about the defensive part is it's mainly in the inside because they don't have no shot blocker. Sabonis is not a shot blocker. The only other big man is like Alex Len, and Alex Len comes off the bench. So teams can take advantage of the inside. That's why I kind of should have said this earlier, but I felt like Sacramento was going to give Golden State issues because Golden State is not an inside team. They're an outside team, which fits into Sacramento a little bit better because Fox, Herter, Monk are better perimeter defenders. They're not good inside defenders. Now, don't get it twisted. Steph Curry is just going off every game, but that's Steph Curry.
Yeah.
But Golden State is having a real true problem with De'Aaron Fox. Like 38 in game 1, 26 game 2, if I'm right, 24 game 2, 26 game 3, 38 again in game 4. And if you watch that game, it didn't matter who was on him. They had Steph, they put Clay, they put guard. Wiggins, they put there was somebody else they put on. I think they put Draymond on him, and he was cooking all of them. Now,
he's too fast.
Let me ask you this, though. So, Golden State makes the mistake. Now, Golden State, Steph Curry makes the mistake with the timeout. They hit the free throw. They hit the 3. They down by 1, right? They get the rebound. Do you think Mike Brown should have called a timeout? Or do you think he should have just let De'Aaron Fox run with it?
I personally think he should have let De'Aaron Fox run with it only because so that Golden State won't get their defense set. And they already can't guard him one-on-one. And they probably would have been in shambles. Or drew a foul. He could have drew a foul or something of that nature. So, yes, I do think that he, not calling a timeout would be smart.
Yeah, I do think that was a mistake because De'Aaron Fox's game is his speed. You get a De'Aaron Fox coming down court, and then on top of that, they were down by 1. So even if Fox goes down the court and misses the layup or whatever happens, you could still foul and it's still a 1-possession game.
Yeah.
I think once they call that timeout, you gave Golden State a chance to play defense. And shout out to Draymond Green. His defense in that game, he made a lot of great defensive moves. In fact, on that play, on the last play, you could tell Draymond was playing a very perfect balance of just close enough to bother Fox, but not too far away to still put a hand on Barnes once he got a shot. Plus, if you want anybody shooting a game-winning shot, it's Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes ain't scared to take them, but if you was a Golden State Warriors fan during that 3-1 collapse to Cleveland, Harrison Barnes was missing a lot of shot. There was a reason why they went and got Kevin Durant, because Harrison Barnes just was not fitting at that 3 anymore. But crazy. I think it's going to go 7 only because Golden State is terrible on the road. I think they're definitely going to lose. I think they're going to lose Game 5, but Sacramento's going to lose Game 6. Game 7 is going to be interesting. Now, of course, all this is how effective De'Aaron Fox is.
Yep.
That's going to be the real question. Now, Ja scored 43 with a busted up hand, so I believe De'Aaron Fox could do it with a broken finger.
His hand is really messed up. I can tell it's messed up.
Also, I think, though, Sabonis needs to step up a little bit more. Now, Sabonis...
They got him on lock.
Yeah, they got him on lock. But see, the thing with Sabonis, and it's a lot with them international players, I think what people think with Jokic sometimes, is they shoot the ball so few. So they only average 14, 15, 16 shots a game. So they seem more efficient. But when it's playoff time and they need to add more productivity, need to score more, they seem to struggle a little bit. That was like the thing people thought about the Jokic, which that goes to show y'all not paying attention or not watching, because Jokic be doing it. No, that's what people think with the Jokic, because he averaged 15, 16 shots a game. But Sabonis needs to step his game up better. Draymond is pushing him out the paint. Looney is giving him fits. He's not doing good on the defensive side. Really, they need Sabonis to really make... Because really, the second best player on that team has been Malik Monk.
Yeah, and when Malik hasn't had a good game and De'Aaron's still going off, they struggle a little bit. And
they need to get Keegan Murray, the rookie.
I like him.
Into the game more.
I like him a lot.
So, all right. So this is Jess' probably favorite topic because she's so hyped about those
orange and blue skies, baby. Orange and blue skies.
So as you can see, the New York Knicks are now up 3-1 on the Cleveland Cavs. It has not really been that close, other than really game 2. But Jess, with Milwaukee taking down 3-1, Boston playing Atlanta, Philly, but Embiid has a bad knee.
Philly playing Atlanta, they didn't.
Well, no. I'm saying Philly won into the second round, but now they got Embiid with a bad knee, with a sprained LCL, which takes them down. Jess, could the New York Knicks make it to the finals?
So, let me just give you a little knowledge today. No, listen. It really depends on. Look, everyone's hurt and not healthy. It looks like all the big players. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're gonna make it to the finals. However, us getting to the second round is already a huge defeat because no one thought that.
True.
Even with Jalen Brunson, no one thought this of Jalen Brunson. No one.
True.
None of us did. We knew he was good. We didn't think he was gonna be like top 5 players in the playoffs today.
All NBA, all NBA good.
So
especially
I'm loving
with Randall playing so hard.
Oh, and thank you, Tom Thibodeau, for benching Randall. I really appreciate you. In the fourth quarter, he benched him because he was boo boo, and he really did. And I think that was hard for him because he's a big Julius Randle guy, but they were flourishing without him with Obi out there instead of Julius, and they were just flowing. It was flowing way better. I don't think this is a good matchup for him. Against Evan Mobley, he's like 10 for 30 something.
Yeah, Mobley got him on lock.
Mobley got him on lock. And I really think it was big for Tom to do that. Thank you, Thibodeau. I really appreciate that.
But that goes to prove more about Julius Randle. What did I tell you about Julius Randle?
I'm not a big Julius Randle
What did I tell you about Julius Randle?
I'm not a big fan.
He is not a very good one.
He's not.
He is
a 3.
Okay 2, but he's best off being a 3 option.
He's a third option. Yeah. And it is what it is. If they was Jalen Brunson is the team. I'm sorry, Jalen Brunson is the team. Mm-hmm. My New York friends believe it or not, a lot of there's half and half. There's people that can't stand him in New York. There's people that love him there.
Not the Maple Mara.
For real, they really don't like Randall like that. And there's some people that do, but then there's a lot of people that do. So all I'm saying is I don't think they're gonna get to the finals. However, us getting now. If we was to face Miami, I think we have a really good chance, especially with Hero being out probably for another month. So, unless, look, Jimmy Butler, we know how he is. So,
that'd be the only problem.
But I'm saying we have a better chance than with the healthy Giannis, is what I'm trying to say.
True.
So, can we make it to the conference finals? There's a possibility.
I mean.
So, and we're big, we're athletic. RJ Barrett woke up. He woke up in New York though. In Cleveland, I don't know what the heck he was doing, but in New York he was looking good. So who else? Mitchell Robinson
Mitch Robinson did good. Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah, him that we barely know. He's outplaying Allen, which is big. He's outplaying Allen.
People googling up Isaiah Hartenstein right now, being shocked that Isaiah looks like that. But go ahead.
Facts. But no, he's outplaying Jared Allen. Yeah, he's outplaying him, and that was a shock to me. I thought the Cleveland bigs would outshine the New York bigs, which they should, and they haven't. I think that's the key to the series, besides Jalen Brunson being the best player on the floor. He's been better than Donovan Mitchell overall on the floor, and I don't think we expected that. And that's why I picked Cleveland. I didn't think with my heart. I thought with my brain. I thought Cleveland was good.
I'll say this.
I don't think it was going to win.
It was Brunson. Brunson's doing great. Robinson's doing great. I think you forgot about Hart doing good.
Hart is low-key the Hart. Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Hart is doing real good.
He low-key against Donovan Mitchell has been, I'm not going to say have him on lock, but he's giving him fits.
I mean, because he's doing good enough.
He's 6'6".
Hart is doing so good, and Brunson's doing so good that we forgot about Randall and Quickly, who's supposed to be their top two players. Neither one of them are doing good now.
Quickly hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been great.
He ain't Quickly. So, but I'll say like this, with 35 seconds left, Cleveland's issue is going to be, they're going to have to figure out what to do with Mobley and Allen, because clearly both of them doesn't work. We all know in the end of the day, it's probably going to be Allen that's going to leave more than anything. They're going to have to trade him because Mobley needs to get that freed up a little bit, because I do think Evan Mobley is KG 2.0. You said Chris Bosh 2.0. I can see that also with him being left-handed. But I'll say for the Knicks, they beat Cleveland. They'll probably run to Miami. If Miami beats Milwaukee, I can see them beating Miami. I don't see them beating Boston, so I don't beating the finals. But
how about Embiid?
But with Embiid being hurt, even that's going to be questionable. And then you got to trust James Harden, who never does anything right in the playoffs. So
he's been doing okay, though.
He's been doing all right. So we talked about her team, and we're going to talk about my team that ain't doing too good, and that is the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks are playing the Boston Celtics currently right now. And
I went to the game Sunday. It was cute. It was nice. I enjoyed myself. I wore my Knicks stuff. Everyone was like, hey, good win today.
They lost. Right now, they're down 50-63 to the Boston Celtics in the second quarter, which pretty much looks like Boston's going to gentleman sweep them out of there. So, with the Hawks looking like they finna hit the 1-2-3 Cancun in about 20 minutes, what do you think the Hawks should do? Well, I mean, when they play in 20 minutes. I mean, I feel like this game finna be over in 20 minutes. We're going to look at it as a blowout. And then we're gonna
they scored.
Oh, they down by 9. But what you think the Atlanta Hawks should do during the offseason?
I don't think they should trade Trae Young yet. I think they need to give it another
Which,
try.
Side note, there is a report that says Stein said that the Hawks cannot trade Trae Young because apparently his defensive liability has dropped his trade value. Go ahead.
It should have been dropped his trade value. He's never good defensively, but okay. But no, I don't think they should trade him, though. I think they need to put more. What's his name? The Collins kid?
John Collins.
I think they should trade him.
Said that
first.
a long time ago.
They should trade him first. See what other piece they could get around him.
You ain't gonna get nothing now.
I think they could get a couple of pieces. If they could get like a Keegan Murray, I'm not saying I know he's only. I'm just saying like a type of player. But they already got Bogey's always been good. He's always been consistent.
But they're
probably going to trade him though. They're probably going to trade him too.
He stay hurt.
He needs another. I feel like he needs another star, and I've been telling you that he needs someone else. Like I'm talking about, like not a bigger star than him, but someone that's equal.
No, I agree.
Like a Zach LaVine type.
Like I said, I agree with you on this. I don't want to put all the blame on Trae Young. Now, it is kind of interesting that it seems to be the two coaches that have left has seen it because Trae Young has seemed to be kind of hard to deal with. He is a defensive liability. I swear people seem to pay attention to that more, but then when we talk about Luka Doncic, no one likes to talk about his defensive liability. Pretty much the same.
Because it doesn't outshine.
Oh, it doesn't outshine. Because y'all don't want it to shine.
That's not it.
Y'all don't want it to shine.
It's facts.
But
we know Luka gets scored on. We know.
And Trae gets scored on.
They do, but it don't. But Trae's look worse.
How?
I don't know. Maybe
if you get scored on, you get scored on.
Maybe because he's small, he don't try. He's like a Harden.
Y'all don't like the man. I mean, but the man, what was it? 15% people say he was overrated. I mean,
I didn't say he was overrated though. I don't think he's overrated though. I never said that, Chris. I never said that.
But I will say this. I had said a long time ago, what was it, 2021? I said that was the time to trade John Collins. John Collins, everybody was hyped on John Collins. He had a great series against the Knicks. He had a great series against Philadelphia. Dunking on people. People claiming he was Amari Stoudemire, which I thought was really wild.
His athleticism is up there.
No, he's not Amari. He's not Amari.
His athleticism.
There's a lot of athletic. There's a lot of Stromile, Swill, Darius Miles. That doesn't make you a superstar just because you're super athletic.
Who said he was a superstar? We just about his athleticism.
But that's all I'm saying is they should have traded him out. Now his trade value is worth nothing because he hasn't proven anything in them years.
It's worth something.
You're not going to get a player. So you said Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray was the number, 3, 4 pick in the draft? Mm-hmm. You think you could get that with John Collins, the number 3 and number 4 pick in the draft?
Well, not now because Keegan is good. They're going to want to keep him. I'm just saying.
But I'm saying you think a team right now would give the Hawks a number 3 and number 4 pick for John Collins? I wish they would. Hey, please take Jess' idea and give away the number 3, number 4 pick for John Collins. You know what I'm saying? So, because I just don't see that. I don't even see first round pick for him. I can see maybe some middle line players, maybe a second round, but his draft stock has dropped. He has offensive limitations to his game. He has no post game. He has no front up game. The only time he scores is if he's catching rebounds and tips. That's great if you're the only one that does that. But when you have a Clinton Capella that does the same thing, that's the issue with the Hawks. You got 2 lane stuffers, and you got a point guard that likes to go to the lane, and you got a 2 guard that likes to go to the lane. They got to get rid of John Collins. I say keep Clinton Capella. Try what you can get for John Collins. Maybe y'all can fleece somebody out of it. I think Dallas was interested in him. Maybe give me Christian Wood. I'll take Christian Wood over John Collins.
Really? You that desperate?
I'll say this is the reason why. Not saying Christian Wood is a better player than John Collins. He's a better fit than John Collins.
Okay.
Because he shoots threes at least at a decent rate. He's a better defender than John Collins. Yeah, I'll take Christian Wood.
He's a better defender.
I'll take Christian Wood.
Let me just say this about Trey and the overrated thing. He's not overrated at all. Now that was black. But that's from the players. I mean, that's how they feel. And that's not even from fans. That's from the players. But no, I think it's because they saw what they did, like the Nick Killer and all that one playoff run, right?
Yeah.
Then they come back with the same team. And they were buns.
But I mean, Luka did the same thing, and no one says anything.
No, but I'm just no, not really.
Luka didn't do it this year. Luka didn't just make it to the conference finals. They gave him Kyrie Irving, and where is he now?
Come on, because they gave it to.
Where is he now?
He got.
Where is Luka now?
He got Kyrie in March.
Where is Luka now?
He got Kyrie in March.
Home. That's where he's at.
He's very much home. But listen.
At least Trey got his team to the playoffs.
Yeah,
home.
He definitely did. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying Kyrie definitely came at a time when it wasn't helpful. He came middle of the season. Why y'all think that? Because when Jordan came back middle of the season, out of shape and everything, y'all expected him to win the championship too.
And
but
he
guess what?
Did. He just ran to Shaq and Penny.
Did.
So Minnesota stole one from Denver. Because, boy, they about gave that game away on game 4.
That is the dumbest team I've ever seen. Why are they this dumb? I know Ant had a great game, but
that's what we're going to get to. The bright light of Minnesota has been Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards' play in this playoffs. Right now, he's averaging 32 points. He
takes too many threes, though. I'd be like, bro.
But you know what him with threes? He's shooting 40% from the three-point line in the postseason right now.
I know he's shooting a lot of them.
And then he's shooting 48%. He's really close to a 50-40-90. He's 48% from the field, 40% for 3, 85% from free throw line.
But when he's off, he's off. And then when he's on, he's on. But he needs to start going in. When he goes inside and start his game off like that, then the threes come better, and then that's when he start cooking.
But see, that's why I didn't understand the Rudy Gobert trade. Because Anthony Edwards' game is going inside. Yes, I will admit he does shoot too many jumpers. He does settle for that 3 too many times.
He's too explosive and fast. He need to go just go in.
But can you go in the lane? You got Rudy Gobert and wannabe tall guy Karl Anthony Towns in the post. It's not gonna work. And then Karl Anthony Towns, don't even get me stuff. Y'all gonna finally say I'm right about Karl Anthony Towns.
There's nothing wrong with him.
Y'all gonna finally say I'm right. He's 7 foot for no reason. He's 7 foot for no reason.
I won't say 7 foot for no reason.
He's 7 foot for no reason.
He just takes too many. He takes too many jumpers too.
Exactly. He doesn't play in the post. He's not a good defender. He shoots too many threes and would shoots him out the game. And then you can tell when he gets frustrated, he gets out the game. Then he's really worthless. Look, I've been saying Minnesota needs to get rid of Karl Anthony Towns. Get what you get for him. build this team around Anthony Edwards. When Karl Anthony Towns was hurt, Ant-Man led this team pretty much, kept that ship kind of rocking good till they made it to the playoffs. Of course, Karl Anthony Towns comes and does good, but then that's how Karl Anthony Towns fools y'all. He plays good for like 1 or 2 games, and then he goes back to being garbage behind Karl Anthony Towns. He's not a superstar. He is not a star. He is an okay player. He is a number 2 option at best. What has he done?
He's a star, though.
He is not a star.
He's not a superstar now, but he's a star, honey. He's a star.
So let me tell you, Karl Anthony Towns been in this league how long? 8-9 years, right? Yeah. He was the number 1 pick. Do you think he's playing to the potential of a number 1 pick 8-9 years? I'm not saying he's a bust.
You talking like he a bust?
I'm not saying he's a bust. When you have a number 1 pick, do you expect that? That kind of, is that what you expecting out of a number 1 pick? What? You expect more, right?
His averages are good though.
His averages, he does get in the regular season, get in the playoffs, and he chokes. Look it up. Go look at the playoff stats. Look at the playoff stats. He's the number 1 pick. Y'all been telling me Karl Anthony Towns is good.
That, I don't like when. I'm sorry. So go ahead about Anthony Carl.
I was just saying, Anthony Edwards. This team needs to be.
It needs to be his team. It is his team to me. I don't think it's Karl Anthony Towns' team. You think it's his team? I don't think it's his team.
Ask Karl Anthony Towns. I think Karl Anthony Towns still think it's his team.
I mean, because the amount of money he gets paid, but that doesn't mean it's his team. I think they're about to give Anthony Edwards a lot of money, and I think they are going to trade Karl Anthony Towns. But I didn't want to say I don't like how Julius Randle don't be talking to the media every time he don't have a good game and when he wasn't in. It really bothers me, and that's why we don't be playing about that because he's too soft. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, Karl Anthony Towns ain't soft. I'll take.
I didn't say he wasn't soft.
Give me Julius Randle over Karl Anthony Towns.
You see how he is in the playoffs too.
Yeah, they both trash.
So I don't know what you talking about some keeper. You talking about some trade for each.
Because one thing I'll get, at least Julius Randle plays somewhat big. Like, I forgot where I heard the quote. It was an NBA executive, somebody said it. Karl Anthony Towns might as well be 6'5". He might as well, because he sits at the perimeter all day. Yeah, and then when he does come in the lane, he clogs up the lane for Ant-Man because you already got a clog there in Rudy Gobert.
Well, that's why he's trying to shoot threes, probably, because he's trying not to be there.
And then they traded Walker Kessler, who did great for Utah. Like, you shouldn't have traded him. Jared Vanderbilt was a bad trade. They shouldn't have traded him to the late. I don't know what Minnesota is doing, but they got to start playing Anthony Edwards. They need to build the team around him, get rid of Karl Anthony Towns. Sadly, you probably can't get rid of Rudy Gobert because you gave away too much money, this and that. But I think Anthony Edwards has arrived. Do you think Anthony Edwards right now
has arrived?
Is a star?
He's been a star.
Okay.
A star for the past,
so you think he's arrived?
Years. He's always been a star. Do I think he's a superstar yet? No, but I would. However, I do think he will be arguably the best player in the league in the next few years.
No, I agree with you. Yeah. Once he gets his jump will be a little bit more. Will be a little bit more consistent.
He has all the attributes.
He has the athleticism.
He has everything. He's funny too.
He got to take his weight a little bit. His weight can be. I think he came out of shape a little bit in the beginning of the season. That's why he struggled a little bit.
Okay, I'm about to say at least you admit that because I was telling you he struggled in the beginning.
Yeah, he did struggle. I'll say he struggled in the beginning. Right. You know, the Karl Anthony Towns talking about people eating Popeyes and stuff.
He was.
He ain't got no business talking.
Karl Anthony Towns was never big. You can talk about everything else.
Maybe he need to.
Big, so he could shoot more threes? That don't make sense.
Lord have mercy. Phil Jackson, once again, has said something stupid. As you know, Phil Jackson came out and said that he stopped watching the league after all the slogans and stuff that happened during the bubble. And if you follow Phil Jackson's history, this is not the first time Phil Jackson has said some wild behind statements. But Jess, how do you feel about Phil Jackson and what he said?
Philip, I mean, listen. It don't make sense for a guy who's had nothing but black players who's giving him nothing but championships. I mean, I just can't.
And not even that.
But it's always been politics in sports. It's always been Muhammad Ali,
Bill Russell,
Jim. Like, how ignorant can you be? But you mad because people are dying. People are just supporting the Black Lives Matter move or whatever. It's not even about the whole Black Lives Matter. It shouldn't. That's all he saw and he got mad. That's all I'm trying to say.
I won't even say that. If you follow Phil's MO, remember Scottie Pippen said Phil Jackson was racist.
Not you agreeing with Scotland.
One of the rare times I'll say Scotty overrated Pippen said something right.
Oh, why you gonna add that?
Yeah, Scotty overrated Pippen. He mad at everybody. But you had that. You had the famous LeBron Maverick Carter. He called him a posse, which was a very interesting quote by Phil Jackson. Yeah, it's just weird to me because if you know Phil Jackson's history, he was a hippie. He was against the government, against the revolution. He would claim he was smoking all this weird stuff and all this howling at the moon stuff. And now he's just done. I mean, the transition kind of changed. I mean, it was Arizona. I think that was 2019 where he was agreeing with the Arizona sheriff about carding if a Hispanic looked like it's illegal, and then he tried to backtrack from it. But I mean, let's keep it honest. If you think Phil Jackson the only one that thinks like this, I got an island to sell to you because Lord knows if you don't think a lot of coaches and owners don't think that, especially in the NBA, because the NBA is the one league, probably out of all the leagues, that we could say is really a black league. Yeah. Quote unquote.
Besides, I mean, football, yeah.
No, you can really say basketball because even my wife notices, she was like, man, they play more hip hop music. There's more flashy stuff with black athletes and stuff. And I was saying, like, more point is, the NBA promotes players, NFL promotes teams. So if you promote your players and 80% of your league is black, you're going to promote nothing but black athletes. Mm-hmm. And so you're going to have to stay on the justice side. And the NBA be trying to find that blend because they want white folks to come to the game, but they also don't want to isolate their main core crowd, which is black folks. But Phil, I don't know what's going on with Phil because, like you said,
he's going to do a crack. Well, I would say midlife, but he's kind of past that. So,
I mean, because I think a lot what Phil is, and I think Phil's going to have an interesting case when we start looking at coaching. A lot of people like to agree that he's the greatest coach of all time.
Greg Popovich is mine. So,
but the one thing about Phil was he never was a great XO mind. He just knew how to somehow get.
Did he steal the triangle?
Eagle. No, he brought the dude with the triangle over. That was always his assistant coach. That was Tex Winter.
So it wasn't. So he had help.
He had help, and then it was Jerry Krause that figured out the triangle offense, and then got Phil to learn it, and then that's how Phil came over. But then even with Phil, I mean, you won championships with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Kobe Bryant, and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm not trying to take away from what you won and your legacy, but I feel like any of us could have did that. Like, seriously.
Actually, dealing with all them personalities.
I mean, that was the biggest thing. That was his greatest. But if you compare him to a Pat Riley or Greg Popovich or, I ain't going to say Doc Rivers because people know how I feel about Doc Rivers. I'm not going to say that. Red Auerbach, he was a decent coach. But what I'm saying is Phil wasn't an X and O's. He just know how to put collective minds and egos to a side. But apparently the reason why he did is because he was hiding his racism, I guess you could say. I don't want to call him a racist. It just seems to quote racist things. Let's just say that.
Well, Mr. Pippen looks like you were correct.
I wish Scotty cut that hair though. You really do look like Chester the Cheeto. Like
he's going through a midlife.
He really is. And then Jordan's son done stole his wife. Like, man, Scotty need a hug, man.
Oh, I would love to be at the wedding.
Why?
So Jordan could be there, and then Scotty could be there. Oh my God!
You think Jordan's gonna invite Scotty to the wedding?
That's his. Oh wait.
That's Jordan's son.
My bad, and that's not his daughter. That's his ex-wife.
That's his ex-wife.
Well, but he might.
What kind of love and basketball mess you trying to do over here?
That would be.
That would be fun for us to watch.
That's why I said I want to go.
So that can be entertaining. I kind of love it. What in the world? That is hilarious.
Facts, but okay.
All right, so the NFL draft is coming up this Thursday, so we're going to do a bit of a mock draft. So, first round, first pick, Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young. There is a lot of chatter, if you've been paying attention, that it seems to be Will Levis is moving up to the first pick. And where it came from was there was a Reddit post that came out that said Will Levis is telling his family and friends that he's the number one pick in the draft. If Carolina does that, we need to go ahead and take that team away from Carolina. I keep telling y'all, Will Levis is going to let y'all down. Mitch Trubisky, Zach Wilson, Carson Wentz, Baker Mayfield. Shall I keep going on? Carson Wentz had one good year, and that seemed to be abnormal. the abnormal.
Well, the ones you said.
I mean, Baker had one decent year. And at least Baker had an excuse. But all I'm saying is, these are all quarterbacks that no one kind of heard of.
Carson Wentz was injured.
What has Carson Wentz done?
I'm just letting you know he got injured and then he was under the
I didn't know you was on the Carson Wentz fan
I didn't
team.
say, I'm not Dan Orlowski.
I think you are. Like, you seem to be on the Carson Wentz train. Carson Wentz is trash.
He was good for a second, okay?
Second.
He got injured, and that is a fact. And then when he came back, he was buns. All I'm saying, I agree, he became buns. But for a whole year, that year when they won before he got hurt, and then, what's his name, took over and won the shit? What's his name?
Nick Foles.
Yeah, he was killing. He would have won MVP if he didn't get hurt. You remember?
I ain't know you was a Carson Wentz apologist.
Why I gotta be a fan? All I'm doing is giving the man his props. He was good, and then he got hurt, and then
he got that same team Nick Foles had the very next year. And what happened?
And then he sucked because after the injury.
Because he really was what he really was.
No, because after the injury, see, if it was someone else, you wouldn't say that. But listen, he got hurt, and he was.
Oh, who I wouldn't say that about?
I don't know. I could pick someone.
Who?
Probably. I don't know. I'll think about it, but I'm pretty sure.
Anyway. We got Bryce Young as the first pick for Carolina because we don't think Carolina's stupid enough to pick Will Levis as the first pick.
I thought it was Anthony.
Nah, Will Levis shooting up.
But I heard the dude did come up a little bit too, but yeah.
So, number 2 pick and the pick that no one has any idea what they're going to do is the Houston Texans. The reason
who wants to go there?
One, I like DeMeco. I like DeMeco Ryan. I like DeMeco Ryan as the head coach. Hopefully they'll give him a chance. But
Houston's a nice place to live. My aunt lives there.
They also said they're not picking a quarterback. So we're going to go off what they said. I'm shocked they're going to pick a quarterback. And I'm actually going to give you a twist. I don't think it's going to be Will Anderson to be the second pick. I think it's going to be Texas Tech defensive end Tyree Wilson. The reason why is this. Will Anderson is a very productive linebacker. But is he number 2 pick territory? And the reason why I say that is number 2 pick, like rush ends and linebackers, that's like a Von Miller, a Nick Bosa, a Joey Bosa, a Chase Young, a Aiden Hutchinson. I just don't see that from Will Anderson Jr. I see not a bust, but a good player. A good player. He'll probably give you 7 8 sacks a season. He might get close to an all-pro team, but he's not the leader of a defense. Tyree Wilson, I do kind of see that type of explosiveness out of him, the type of game-changing type end. I think it's a little bit shocking, because everybody think Will Anderson is just this good player. But if you really watch him, he plays high. He comes very high. He's going to have to work on some moves once he gets to the NFL. And
what moves do y'all be talking about, though? They just be doing that whole do, and then they be like, do.
You got to have moves. You got swim moves. You got spin moves. You got to have some type of move because these left tackles coming out now are coming out very good. You got left tackles that are 6'7", 6'8", 320 pounds with the feet of a 5'5", 140-pound ballerina. So you got to have some type of moves out here. So, and if you ain't got no moves, you're going to get ate up. You just are.
I mean, you are going to get ate up.
Because when you watch Will Anderson play, do you see Von Miller? No. Go watch Von Miller play at Texas A&M.
Why y'all be comparing these folks to these?
If you're going to put him at the number 2 pick, okay, the Bosa brothers, they're not Hall of Famers right now. Would you put him with the Bosa brothers?
They will.
Would you put him with Chase Young before he got injured? Aiden Hutchinson arguably had a decent argument for Rookie of the Year with Sauce.
I remember.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't see that from Will Anderson. On top of that, he played on a great Alabama defense. I can see them getting Tyree Wilson. Will Anderson, I think, is going to drop.
Why do we punish people for having being with great teams, though?
Because it just happens.
We need to stop doing that.
But why? Because let me tell you something. Because if we did,
you play with a great team, that don't mean you probably.
But if you didn't, guess what? You wouldn't have a bust like Matt Leinart because Matt Leinart played around all that great talent. And what did he do when he got to the NFL?
No, that's true. But then there's people that do play against.
There is true.
Great,
yeah,
like
Joe Burrow. I would say Joe Burrow.
And so you can never. You gotta wait till they get in the league. That's all I say.
All right, number 3 pick, which is going to be an interesting pick, is the Arizona Cardinals because they would love to trade down, according to Adam Schefter. And there's reportedly 6 teams acquiring by the number 3 pick. If I'm going off that, I think a team like the Colts or the Seahawks could move up. I can also see Tennessee the Tennessee Titans moving up because they seem to have given up on Malik Willis and Ryan Tannehill to draft a quarterback. But what we will say is, in case Arizona keeps this pick, then I'll see Will Anderson Jr. coming off the board. What you think? Or you think they'll trade it?
Do you think they want a quarterback? No, is there? No,
they got.
I'm sorry.
They got Kyler. They got Kyler Murray.
Another
player. I think y'all don't overrated.
Oh Lord.
Y'all done overrated just slightly bit.
I think they should get the best running back in the boy from Texas. I think
Bijan Robinson. Only problem with that, I mean, if this was 1993. Oh yeah, Bijan Robinson would probably be the number 2 or number 3 pick because he's just that great. He's a top 5 talent.
Yeah.
Because
they don't have a running back.
But here's the problem. So it's the problem with the Giants running into with Saquon. You pick Saquon with the number 2 pick. Now Saquon's up for his money, and now Saquon wants a lot of money, and you're like, we don't value the running back position as much like that. And that's why it was such a big. That's why it was such a big question mark when the Giants picked Saquon at number 2 when they had so many glaring holes other places. And I would love for Bijan. Bijan to me would definitely probably be. I can see him being a number 2 pick with the Texans and a number 3 pick. That's just how good he's a top 5 talent.
Yeah.
He's just not the running back position is just not valued as much. And Arizona pretty much is starting over. You got a quarterback coming off ACL injury.
Who's the guy that wants to leave?
Buda Baker, your safety, he's asking to be traded. DeAndre Hopkins is being traded. J.J. Watt just retired. Like, they're just starting over.
Look out for Hopkins probably going to the Ravens.
Starting over. They're just starting over.
Which would be smart if they want to keep Lamar.
All right, number 4 pick is the Indianapolis Colts. A lot of people.
Get a quarterback, honey.
They're definitely getting a quarterback. A lot of people saying Will Levis. You got CJ Stroud. So here's the thing with CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud's stock is dropping. Allegedly.
Why?
Apparently he did not do good on a cognitive test. And on the test, cognitive test in his brain, see how much he can process information and stuff. Apparently he did not do good. There's a lot of rumors that his stock is dropping. But if you follow the NFL draft, you do know they put out stuff like this because teams be wanting certain spots and all this and that. And it could be a lot of smoke and mirrors. But with the 4th pick, I think the Indianapolis Colts are going to pick C.J. Stroud.
I think so, too. I think if they're smart, that's who they should pick.
And here's the thing with the Colts. They're built to win now. Like, if you really think about it, you got Jonathan Taylor at running back. They had a decent offensive line. Mm-hmm. They got wide receiver weapons. They had a decent defense, even though Shaq Leonard kind of looked like he's heading to that injury cook territory a little bit where injuries are kind of being an issue. But this team is kind of built to win now. C.J. Stroud, I think, can come in. I'm not going to say he's going to be super duper successful.
Right.
But I think they can build an offense because you have Jonathan Taylor where you can run the ball and you can protect the C.J. Stroud, give him time. Or just get another quarterback. I haven't checked to see who they have at quarterback now. But get another quarterback. Matt Ryan is
gone, right?
Yeah, Matt Ryan's gone. You get another quarterback now, wait a year. And then give C.J. Stroud a year. But I do think the Colts are going to pick C.J. Stroud. This is another pick you got to kind of look out for trade. There's rumors circling around that the Colts might try to get Lamar also. I think they're going to draft a quarterback because pretty much I think everybody thinks Baltimore is going to sign Lamar no matter what. So I definitely say C.J. Stroud.
I said C.J. Stroud. C.J. too.
You sure you don't want to say Carson Wentz?
Oh my gosh. I'm defending the man, and apparently I'm his biggest fan.
You're his biggest fan.
Oh my gosh.
You're an apologist. I can't believe it.
He was injured. It's not my fault.
All right, next pick will be the Seattle Seahawks. Another team that, interesting, might look QB. Yes, Geno Smith had a good year.
Why would they get a QB?
Well, here's the thing. Geno Smith, he had a good year, but Geno Smith is also 28. He's older on his career. And if you look at the contract, it's really based on if they can get out. They can get out of it in about a year or two. I can see them drafting Anthony Richardson, have him sit for a year or two under Geno, and then boom, you got him ready. But with that being said, I think Seattle is kind of in a win now mode. They trust Geno enough for at least 2 years to maybe push off away getting a quarterback. So I see defensive tackle Jalen Carter from UGA being picked by the Seahawks.
Nice. Yeah, they might as well get him. He's great.
And what y'all don't understand about the Seahawks defense is when it was the Legion of Boom, yes, that was Richard
Georgia,
Sherman.
by the way, is great. Everyone on Georgia is great. That's defense, by the way. And it's facts.
I guess I can admit that. I guess I can admit that. Georgia fans just make me angry, man.
I'm just being honest.
I know it's hard to be honest, man, because you know these Georgia fans, man, since they won back-to-back championships, they think they're the greatest.
I mean, they have every right to talk.
In history.
They have every right to talk.
They're still not better than this team, but tonight.
Oh my God.
I can't wait for that. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, they better not be good. I'm gonna be ignorant. But anyway, Jalen Carter, who a lot of people thought was going to fall out the draft, but clearly not. The car accident clearly has not bothered people enough. He's just way too good of a talent. And I told y'all, Dante Stallworth killed somebody in a driving accident. I mean, he did. He killed someone. Bobby Fields and David Wesley. Remember, Bobby Fields died in a car accident with them racing. They still played. People forgot about it. I mean, hate to say it like that. They forgot about it. I just said David Wesley and Bobby Fields, and there's probably people on Google right now talking about, what the heck is he talking about? Like, don't even remember that story. So, I mean, people don't even remember Dante Stallworth's story. I'm telling you, in about a year or two, this will all be forgotten. I hate to say it like that, but I mean, it's just the truth of the matter. And Jalen Carter's just too good of a talent to skip over because I don't think he's dropping past 10, and you better pray he doesn't fall to Philly. So, all right, number 6 is the Detroit Lions. They're pretty straight, I think, in quarterback with Jared Goff. So I think they need defensive back help.
That's who you a fan of.
Who? Jared Goff? Yes. I mean, he did do good. He did. You think he did good enough to keep?
Why do you want to go on about it? I just said
no. I'm not here hating on my boy Jared Goff. Nah, I'm just lying. But I got them picking Devon Witherspoon, the cornerback from Illinois. Detroit definitely needs DB help, especially after trading Jeff Okudah to the Atlanta Falcons. That seemed to be a draft pick bust.
Devon.
They gotta work a lot on their defense. Offense seems to be straight. They got a decent running game. They got wide receivers. They got weapons. They got Jared Goff. So it seemed like defense was the issue, and especially when you're playing in a conference with Justin Jefferson, you need all the DB help that you need in that league. So, I mean, I see Detroit getting Devon Witherspoon. I think, Jesse, what you saying? Detroit should get a quarterback? Do you think they should go for Anthony Richardson?
No, you say that.
What are you saying, though? That is my question.
You say Goff is legit.
Do you think they should go for Anthony Richardson at 6 if he's available?
Jared Goff is fine. He's just not elite no more. But they could keep him. But they need more defense. I can agree with that. So, Devon, they say, well, from the highlights I saw, I mean, he know what he's doing, so he seems to be really good, tight-knit. He's very physical, so I say they should get him. Devon should be totally fine, so, for them.
All right. I mean, I think Devon works out good for them, too. Like I say, he's the best corner in a draft that's kind of deep with a lot of corners. He is their best.
This draft is low-key sneaky. It's not, people talking about, we don't know if we got, like, a legit, like, turnaround player, but I feel like in about 10, 15 years, people are going to be like, oh, no, this draft was pretty deep. I think they will. So,
well, we'll see. Definitely if the quarterback position works out.
Not necessarily about the quarterbacks. I'm talking about the CBs and the DBs and the...
I agree.
I'm talking about those people, the DTs, so...
All right, number 7 pick we got is the Las Vegas Raiders. A lot of people, again, are thinking this could be a trade potential or it could be somebody for Anthony Richardson at number 7. A lot of mock drafts have Anthony Richardson at 7.
I think they should get him. They might as well. What they got to lose?
Or you think they should go with Will Levis?
No, they should go. No. Get Richardson. He looks like he fits in well, just the whole aura of the Raiders and everything. Seems like he'll be... the new coaching, I think, would be good for him. I think they should draft him. So
I mean, I agree. I think drafting Anthony Richardson should be the move. Yes, they have Jimmy G. Richardson needs to go to a spot.
Shoot.
But no, that's what I'm saying. He needs to go there because Richardson is not ready to start day one.
Y'all better leave Jimmy G alone. Leave Jimmy G.
You talking about me and Jared Goff. Jimmy G is not good.
Jimmy done more than Jared. And that's just facts.
How?
He been to us.
No. He did not lead that team to the Super Bowl. You are not going to get away with that. You're not going to get away with that comment.
Been to the Super Bowl.
The defense been to the Super Bowl and Debo.
He scored a lot of points.
What Charles Barkley? The man threw for 54 yards in an NFC Championship game.
I know that was great defense, But he did fine. Jimmy G is going to be decent.
It's the look. Jimmy G be mesmerizing y'all. I don't know what it is. So like, Jimmy G is not that good.
I didn't say he was Peyton Manning.
That offense looked it better with a 7th round Brock Purdy playing quarterback.
Oh,
it looked way better than when Jimmy G was on that offense.
It's because Brock is, young, he can run, so it just Kyle Shanahan like that. So, but Jimmy G, they shouldn't draft Anthony Richardson no more.
Draft Anthony Richardson. Sit him for a year. Get rid of Jimmy G next year.
Don't disrespect
You can go
Jimmy.
Anthony Richardson.
Don't disrespect him.
I can't believe Jess out here thinking Jimmy G better than Jared Goff.
Well, he's better. Well, right now he's better than Anthony Richardson. So just keep Jimmy.
That's only because Anthony Richardson ain't made it to the NFL. As soon as Anthony Richardson walks on the field,
then
he's gonna be.
You wasn't even high on the man. Now you talking about
he's better than Jimmy G.
From a college perspective,
he's better than Jimmy G. Jeez.
That's disrespectful.
All right, number 8 pick is the Atlanta Falcons.
Child, they need everyone.
I won't say that. I think offense. They got weapons. They could go Bijan Robinson. There has been a lot of rumors about them going Bijan Robinson.
That's who probably should go after Anthony Richardson.
They do need help on defensive end. You think they're gonna go Bijan?
That'd be nice. It'll add more flavor to the organization because the fans are a little bit iffy about their offense.
Well, I'll say the offense. The only thing they're iffy about the offense is because of Desmond Ridder. Clearly, they're going to go with him. They're not going to go quarterback, we don't think. They do need help on the defensive end. Offensive weapon-wise, yes, they need a running back. They still got Cordero Patterson. You got Pitts still there. Drake London looked pretty good at wide receiver. I can see them going Bijan Robinson. But if they don't go Bijan Robinson, I think they'll go Nolan Smith, the linebacker from UGA. Another one.
Well, they do need some defense.
Nolan Smith, of course, I know he tore his pec muscle before and ended his season before Georgia had won the championship, but before he got hurt, he was an absolute monster. He will help them out on the on their pass defense. He's very explosive, tackles very well. He's a leader also. Seems to be a very smart kid, and he could definitely be the leader on the defense. Like I said, I can see a Bijan. Honestly, I think the Falcons could probably go quarterback, but then if we're going by our mock draft, you only got Will Levis left, and I wouldn't want to do that.
No, go for Richardson.
But if Richardson is gone, you could go Hernan Hooker. I think Hooker is a sleeper
that's
quarterback.
What I was trying to tell you about him. I had him my second when we had them 5 quarterbacks. I like Hooker.
He definitely is a sleeper. But, I definitely see them getting Nolan Smith. Like I said, Robinson is a factor. They could go offensive line help too, but offensive line's a little weak. You don't have really no top 10 picks in the offensive line. This also could be a pick they could trade down. If Will Levis is available, you might have a team that gets a little over happy, wants to get Will Levis so they can be disappointed in the next 2-3 years. But, anyway.
You and this Will Levis.
But I said the same thing about Zach Wilson, and I feel very correct about that pick.
You were very correct about that pick.
I was telling y'all about Zach Wilson. He just wasn't that good, man. Here we go. Told you about Mac Jones too, and
Mac did better than
he did better than Zach Wilson his first year, but his second year, they had to cry asking for Bailey Zappi. So
yeah,
that's all I'm at. I'm just trying. Anyway,
it's true.
The number 9 pick, who used to have the number 1 pick, are the Chicago Bears to show they clearly want to keep Justin Fields. So with the number 9 pick, I think Chicago could go who I think is the second best defensive tackle, and that's make sure I got to say his name right. Sorry, fans, it's gotta because it's one of those names, but he is from. Lost my thought a little bit.
He's from Iowa?
No, lost my thought. The defensive tackle. Kinsey, that's his name. Kinsey. From Pitt, thank you. Pitt, that has got comparisons to Aaron Donald. I think he's going to be the number 9 pick because I think he could be the next Aaron Donald if you watch him play. He has the same size. And Donald, if y'all remember, was not a top 5 pick. He dropped because he's an undersized defensive tackle. I see a lot out of Kinsey. I can see Chicago Bears taking him. I can also see Chicago trading out this pick again. What do you think?
Chicago could go anywhere. I do think they need more. I do think they need more offense. So Because their defense, Chicago always has a good defense.
So you think they could go the wide receiver from Ohio State, Jackson Smith and Jiba?
Yeah, like I think they need to go for someone like that. Give Justin Fields a little bit because he needs help.
But they got DJ Moore, so
then they traded for him. I remember they did that, but I think he needs someone else. Another
you got
tight
Chase
end.
Claypool. You got.
They do got Chase now. Okay.
Yeah, Chase ain't Steelers fan.
Chase did fine.
He was okay.
But they do need offense. I don't know if they need a tight end, a running back, someone.
I mean, they could go offensive line with Paris Johnson Jr., offensive tackle from that can help protect Justin Fields because you got to protect your quarterback also.
Yeah, definitely.
Defense, definitely there's major holes in the defense, especially after trading Raekwon Smith to Baltimore during the season, so they got holes in the field. But, I mean, they got a lot of picks, though. You know, especially after trading with Carolina. I think they got 2 first-round picks next year. So they got a lot of development pieces. All right, for our last pick will be the Philadelphia Eagles at number 10. And I'm telling people, if the Philadelphia Eagles get this man at number 10, you might as well cancel Christmas. I got the Eagles getting Bijan Robinson at 10.
Really?
Yes.
Why would he fall down that low?
Only because running backs are not valued that high. Okay. That's the problem.
You did say that.
They're not, and really, honestly, if you look at the draft, like I said, let me go back.
Mel says the draft for running backs are very deep. That's what
because you got Gibbs also from Alabama that he could fall in the bottom of the first round. But like if you look at it, Houston could take Robinson, Arizona could take Robinson. The Colts got Jonathan Taylor. I can see them skipping over that. Seattle got the running back from last year from Michigan State. They could skip. Detroit pretty decent running back. Vegas got Josh Jacobs, but then Atlanta could use a running back. Chicago could do it.
I know anyone could get him.
Yeah,
that's the crazy part.
So, but if Philadelphia get Bijan Robinson with Jalen Hurts and with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas, the tight end, oh my goodness, this ain't gonna be fair. Like if that pick falls, I think Philadelphia's gonna run to
again.
Get up there and say, hey, man, we want this man now.
The NFC Championship.
And they're going to be the NFC Championship because the NFC's weak now. Rodgers is officially gone. He's a Jet. So who's like, the Rams are blowing their team up. They done got rid of Ramsey. They done got rid of Allen Robinson. They're about to probably get rid of Stafford. They done blew that team up. Like, so who's left? Minnesota with Kirk Cousins? Psych. Tampa Bay.
Stop playing with Kirkland.
Tampa Bay ain't got Tom Brady. He's gone. Like, the NFC South is wide open. So, like, the Philadelphia Eagles really got kind of an easy path straight to the Super Bowl.
And I'm so happy for Jalen to get his money again.
I mean, and if they get Bijan Robinson, they gonna be.
To be honest with you, they lost a couple of defensive people that were very big for them.
They lost a lot of older guys, but then you got to think about it. They got Jordan Davis who barely didn't even play.
They might go defense again.
They got some more hauls that didn't even get no playing time because some veterans was playing above them that could be coming up. So and they kept Slay. So.
They did keep Slay. I thought that was crazy when they almost lost him. But yeah.
So that is the end of the At the Buzzer Sports Show. So to give you a couple of programming reminders, we have our hometown interview with Zach Becton. That is premiering next Thursday. Next Tuesday, we'll have Lux Stockton as our featured guest as he's going to give us our NFL draft review next Tuesday. All right, so I am.
Lux, stand up.
No, Lord, here we go.
It's red and blue skies.
Red and blue skies.
I'm sorry, orange and blue skies. I don't know why I said red.
Because you're not a true New York Knicks
No,
fan.
Because I'm looking at red.
No.
But no, orange and blue skies.
That's what that is.
And I'm rooting for the Hawks. That's why. Poor Hawks.
It's 90-82.
See, I told you. They're coming back.
They probably still gonna lose. What my boy Jalen Brown doing?
Really?
The best play on the best.
You see what I'm talking about?
The best play on.
This is what he do. When his Hawks about anytime when his team's about to lose, he go to someone else. So anyway,
But that is the end of our At the Buzzer Sports Show. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am your man, the myth and the legend. Yes, that's me, King Will.
And it's his favorite person, Jess to the Net.
You think
we out of here.
We'll see y'all Thursday.